You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. Why am I singing lyrics from Rolling Stones? Check out this episode and see. Welcome to another episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Alan Berg. I'm a speaker, author, sales trainer, website reviewer, and I help businesses like yours sell more, profit more, and have more fun doing it. Enjoy this episode. Hey, it's Alan Berg. Welcome back to another edition of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. And the reason I was singing Rolling Stones lyrics, you can't always get what you need, is the song reminded me of life and business. There are so many times when we go to try to get something that we want, it's not available to us for whatever reason. It's out of our price range, it's out of stock, or whatever it is, and we might end up with something else, which is really what we need. The same thing applies with your customers. Very often your customer is going to ask you for something and they can't get what they want. It's not available, supply chain issues, legal reasons that they can't do it. And I'm thinking of like fireworks, or they want to do shots at the bar or stuff like that. But if you get to the root of why they're asking for what it is, you might find what they really need. And that's where this lyric really comes in. You can't always get what you want, but you find sometimes you get what you need. And actually, if you try sometimes, you'll find you get what you need. Okay, I know the people who are lyrics are crazy about that are going to get me on that. But here's the reason. What is it that you really needed? Why are you asking that? People ask for things that they know exist. What they can't do is ask for things that they don't know exists. This is where Steve Jobs and Apple was so good early on. Still somewhat now, but certainly in the early days. If they had asked, people asked Steve Jobs, did you ask people what they want? And it's no, they didn't ask people what they want because they can't imagine what's possible. A very famous quote from Henry Ford back in the early days of the early 1900s. When he made the Model T, somebody said, did you ask people what they wanted? And he said, no, if I asked them what they wanted, they would have told me they wanted a faster horse because that was transportation to them. So when your customers come to you and say, can I have something? Instead of just saying no, or even just saying yes sometimes, it's get to the root of the why. And this is for ourselves as well. I just went shopping. I'll talk about this in another episode. Went shopping for a sports jacket and ended up with a sports jacket, but not at all like the one that I thought I was going there for. Was it what I needed? Yeah, it's going to serve the purposes of what I need. It wasn't what I thought I wanted. And I'll talk about the sales process in that in another episode. So you can't always get what you want, but you might get what you need. Getting to the root of the why you think you need what it is, or why your customer thinks they need whatever it is going to get you to a point where you can get even better, very often, a better result with something else. And that's the key. It might be something else. It might not be what they asked for, what they want, or what you want, but you can get to the result, which is what you really needed. And I think about, if I look around my office here, there are different products that are things that maybe I thought I needed, but what did I really want? I'm actually using a different microphone than I started with my podcasts because the other microphone, which is great, a Blue Yeti, it picks up too much sound around. And if there's other stuff going on outside my window or inside the house here, you're going to pick up that noise, and I got a different microphone. I still have the Blue Yeti. Those of you watching on video, there it is, comes right off the wall on a boom stand over here. But the reality is, what did I need for this? I needed a different mic. What I didn't need, and I've seen this with other setups, I've seen other people that have multiple cameras and all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and I've chosen not to do that. The same reason I use just one monitor. I've in the past had multiple monitors, and for me, one big, 27-inch monitor, that's what I need. I find myself sometimes even having to turn my head to see the sides of the screen because it's close enough to me that I can't even see the whole screen sometimes if I get too close to it. So do I really need bigger? No. I think about when we moved into this house, about 12 years ago, and we were getting a television to go up above the fireplace. And my sons were trying to get us to go bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's only so much wall space there you can go before you're getting wider than the fireplace is wide. And I said, from where we're sitting, if we have to turn our heads a lot to see the edges of the screen, we're too close or the screen's too big, or both. And since the sofa can't move any further back, the TV had to stay where it is. So it's a measly 60 inches, which is funny because I remember the days when 32 was huge, and now 60 inches is like, oh, that's cute. You have a little tiny TV there, don't you? You can't always get what you want. So think about the next time you say, I want something. What you really want is the results of that. What are the results of having that? And can you get results that you want with something else? Sometimes you're forced to, like I said earlier about price, where you're thinking, well, that's out of my price point. I want that, but woof, I really can't afford that. What do you really need? What you need maybe is the results of that, or maybe you don't need it at all. That's something the pandemic has proven to my wife and I, and maybe some of you as well. When you're living on less, what did you really need was probably different than things that you wanted. So again, I can look around my office here and see the light that's in front of me is a ring light with a softbox on it. You can go to my website, alanberg.com, look at the resources page on there, and you can see all of my video equipment. I literally bought that. I was in Marshall's one day. I'm like Marshall's TJ Maxx, and it's a 9 or a 10-inch ring light on a stand that goes up about 5 feet. But I don't like the ring showing up in my glasses, so I got a softbox, which is a photographer, videographer thing where it kind of diffuses the light there so you don't see those rings in the reflection in the glasses. Not an expensive setup, right? I'm getting the results I want. Could I have spent more? Absolutely. The lights that I have mounted on the wall came on stands. Stands were fine when I needed them occasionally. But again, with the pandemic, I found that they kind of never went away. And one day my wife and I were like, we're tripping on these light stands. I need to do something. So I made mounts and mounted them up on the wall. Again, I made the mounts. I went to Home Depot, I bought some parts, I made the mounts. I'm handy that way. And I didn't see anything that I really needed to buy that was expensive, because all I was trying to do was get the lights up on the wall. They're up on the wall. What did I need? I got what I needed. Is it what I wanted? Oh, no, I had some ideas for crazy things that I could have done. Wasn't necessary. For this particular thing, it wasn't necessary. I've mentioned this book before, The Paradox of Choice. Some decisions you maximize, some decisions you satisfy, like it's good enough. That was good enough. When it comes to buying things like this microphone here or my computers or whatever, I might spend more because I want to maximize that decision and my needs are a little bit greater. So next time a customer asks you for something, do they want it or do they need it? And what is the result that they're looking for? And can you suggest something to them that might even be better than the results that they're asking about? Because again, they're only asking about results that they know are possible. What they can't ask you for is results that they don't know are possible. So next time you hear the song from Rolling Stones, you can't always get what you want. Think about this. Think about the podcast. Let me know any topics you'd like to hear. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. If you liked it, please subscribe to this channel and post a review on your chosen platform, Apple Podcasts or whichever one. If you have any questions about anything in this episode or any of my episodes, email me directly at alan@weddingbusinesssolutions.com or visit my website, alanberg.com, alanberg.com. If you have any suggestions for future topics or guests that you'd like to see, please again, email me or visit my website. Thanks for listening.